Hello, my name is Bethany Beebe, and today I would like to talk about something that I've always been interested in, and that is faith and the power of nations, and how God is able to affect nations through individual people and through groups. And that's why I decided I wanted to talk about England. But some of the other ones that kind of brought my attention to this point of how God can intercede using people and places to rise nations to power is Constantine, who saw the vision of a cross above the, I want to make sure Melvian Bridge, where afterwards he, as it was quoted by Peter West, said, Constantine, following his victory over Maxentius at the Melvian Bridge, favored Christianity with his imperial power. At this point, Christians were still being persecuted, but because of this, Constantine had put an end to the persecution, and he, though it is debated, may or may not have become a Christian. But today, the two dissertations that I really want to talk about are how one man was able to change the country through his faith, and how the Reformation changed the country by the different people who were brought into power through the Reformation. Now, the first dissertation is by, I always get the names wrong, but her name is Stephanie, it's either Bird or Beard. There's a Y in there, it throws me off a little bit. And her dissertation is called The Juxtaposition of Piety and Politics, How William Wilberforce Combined His Christian Faith and Political Career. Obviously it's about Wilberforce, and he is the one who really petitioned hard to end the slave trade and slavery in England. They made a movie called Amazing Grace about his story, and he was able to abolish slavery through his actions and through his faith. Stephanie Beard had said that his success in abolishing the slave trade and improving British morality has persuaded some Americans to believe that a faith-based approach to social and political issues may be both feasible and effective. Now, he was in Parliament in the 1800s to mid-1800s, and it was through his faith that he made these changes, and it still affects us today. Also, she mentions in this that Wilberforce stated, power always implies responsibility, and the possessor of it cannot innocently be neutral when by his exertion moral good may be prompted or evil lessened or removed. So he felt it was his right as a Christian to use his moral basis to eliminate and eradicate things that are evil. The other dissertation that I wanted to talk about is not so pinpointed on faith, but on how the Reformation had changed the political behavior of the Stuarts. And this is by Christopher Ross Petrikos. Sorry, name's Gilly. And the name of it is called Remembering the Reformation, Historical, Polemic, and Political Behavior in Late Stuart England. Most of his dissertation is done on the legitimacy of the Stuarts and how different people rose to power, and the cause of the issues was the Reformation. I can't say the cause, but this began because of the Reformation and who was placed into power. He said that the English Reformation was influential in setting the terms of political debate and creating a shared set of assumptions among Whigs and Tories in shaping political cultural form from 1678 to 1714. And the Reformation was important because it began to change not just the people but of politics. The abstract from the dissertation by Ryan J. Butler, which is called Give an Account of Thy Stewardship, How Vital Religion Forged Anti-Slavery and Empire in the British World, 1772 to 1846. Now this is more about the slavery than it was about the faith in man, and it was very singular, but he did mention in his abstract that this dissertation argues that the idea of stewardship or divine accountability and less an emerging altruistic humanitarian's ethos primarily motivated the Clapham enterprises. So he's saying that it was more faith-based than it was more humanitarian. All of these kind of bring to the point that faith and religion and trusting in God can and does, in some cases, move nations. Stephanie Beard had mentioned that, and I'm summarizing because it was a very long statement, but she did say that, and she closes with this, that it doesn't always work out so well combining faith and politics, but Wilberforce is an example, and also Constantine and even the Reformation were all examples of how faith, religion can change how the political thoughts and actions of countries. Thank you.